What's going on, guys? Kalipis Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, we're going to be doing a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A12 and the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I'm going to be going over everything you need to know to decide which of these devices is going to work out better for you. So let's get into it. So the Samsung Galaxy A12 has a 6.5-inch PLS IPS LCD display with a resolution of 720p, a PPI of 270, an aspect ratio of 20:9, and a screen-to-body ratio of 82.1%. We got a water drop notch here for the front-facing camera, and this camera is 8 megapixels. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus has a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 1440p, a PPI of 550, an aspect ratio of 19:9, and a screen-to-body ratio of 88.3%. We got a hole punch here for the front-facing camera, and this camera is 10 megapixels. So the size is really similar. The Samsung Galaxy A12 has a tiny bit larger display, but I feel like this difference is negligible when considering the quality advantage the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus has over it. With the Super AMOLED display, the colors are going to be a lot brighter and more powerful than with a PLS IPS LCD. The resolution is a lot higher, so those two factors together are going to make stuff like viewing photos and watching videos a lot better. In addition to that, the bezels on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus are so much thinner than the bezels on the Samsung Galaxy A12, and the overall design itself really does make a difference. Now, as far as the design goes, there are a few mixed points here. On one hand, the front of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus and the side just looks a lot more high-end, and the materials are of course a lot higher quality. Being that this is a flagship phone, even though it's an older flagship phone, it's gonna be higher quality than a phone that's just an entry-level phone. But the back of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is so old looking and outdated, whereas the back of the Samsung Galaxy A12 has this really cool texture that doesn't pick up fingerprints, unlike this glossy texture here. And I think the back of the Samsung Galaxy A12 just looks so much better. Overall, it is actually pretty close. At first glance, the S10 Plus looks like the obvious choice as to which one looks better, but I honestly do think the Samsung Galaxy A12 does hold its own as far as design and appearance goes in its own right. For storage, this variant of the Samsung Galaxy A12 is getting 64 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion. Keep in mind this is the international variant, and the US model only gets 32. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, on the other hand, has 128 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion as well. So US model or not, the Samsung Galaxy A12 is definitely not going to be as good as the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus as far as storage goes. For the average user, it's not really going to even matter. 64 gigabytes or even the US model at 32 is probably going to be fine if you don't really do anything with your phone besides photos and videos. But if you're more of a power user, if you have lots of apps, high-end things like games, video editing apps, all that kind of stuff, then the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is going to be the way to go because this phone has just so much more storage. Now, the Samsung Galaxy A12 does not have wireless charging, but the S10 Plus does, so if that's a feature that's important to you, definitely keep that in mind. Both of these phones have Face Unlock and a fingerprint scanner. For the Samsung Galaxy A12, it's right here on the power key, and for the S10 Plus, it's in the display. So we're going to give them a try and see which one works better. We're starting with the Samsung Galaxy A12. There we go, one more time. And there we go, really fast and responsive. Let's see what the S10 Plus can do. There we go, one more time. And there we go. So both of them worked really well. And the in-display fingerprint scanner for the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, I gotta say, this one looked so much nicer. It has that modern appearance that really makes the phone feel like the flagship phone it is. but the placement on the Samsung Galaxy A12's fingerprint scanner is a lot better from a standpoint of practicality. With this phone, you're probably going to be touching the power key, whether intentional or out of habit, in order to wake up the display anyway. And with this fingerprint scanner, you can wake up the display and unlock the phone all in one move, so that's really hard to beat. In addition to that, the fingerprint scanner of the Samsung Galaxy A12 was clearly a little bit faster. The S10 Plus was fast too, but it had a little bit of a stall, whereas with the Samsung Galaxy A12, it literally opened instantly. So as far as the fingerprint scanner goes, the Samsung Galaxy A12 is a little bit better. Taking a look at the rear camera setup of the phones, the Samsung Galaxy A12 has a quad camera setup with a 48 megapixel rear camera, a 5 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera for portrait mode. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus has a 12 megapixel rear camera, a 12 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 16 megapixel ultra-wide camera. So the Samsung Galaxy A12 has a macro camera while the S10 Plus doesn't, but keep in mind the telephoto lens the S10 Plus has does the same thing and actually more. You can take photos from a distance with the S10 Plus, whereas with the A12 you can't. So honestly, I would say this is actually more in favor of the S10 Plus because of the telephoto lens. That being said, both of these phones really do take super high quality pictures. If you want to take the best pictures possible, if you're really going for professional high-end looks, then the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is going to be the way to go. But if you're a more casual user of the camera and the purpose of your photos doesn't really go beyond social media, then the Samsung Galaxy A12 is going to be perfectly fine. Now for video, it is a different story. The Samsung Galaxy A12 can shoot video in qualities up to 1080p, whereas the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus can shoot in 4K in both the rear and front cameras. So hands down, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is going to be the winner as far as video goes. If you're shooting videos only for things that don't really matter as far as quality goes, like something like Snapchat, then the Samsung Galaxy A12 is going to be perfectly fine. But if you really want videos where the expectation is that they'll be at least good quality, if not even higher, then the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is going to be the way to go. Internally, the Samsung Galaxy A12 is getting 4 gigabytes of RAM with the MediaTek Helio P35 processor. Now keep in mind, there's another difference here. This is the international variant. The US model does only get 3 gigabytes of RAM, although it has the same processor. It's really not that big a deal, but it is a difference all the same. I ran a Geekbench 5 benchmark test on this phone and it came back with a single core score of 169 and a multi-core score of 965. So even for an entry-level phone, it's not bad, but I have definitely seen better than this. So that's something to keep in mind. If processing power is one of the top priorities for you, I wouldn't say that this is going to be the best choice, even in this price range. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is getting 8 gigabytes of RAM with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 885 processor. I ran a Geekbench 5 benchmark test on this phone as well, and it came back with a single core score of 730 and a multi-core score of 2643. So this phone is so much more powerful than the Samsung Galaxy A12. So if your priority is processing power, if you want to do more high-end things like high-performance gaming, something like Fortnite, or video editing with large files, or you just want a better web browsing and social media experience, then the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is definitely going to have an advantage. To give you an idea of what this speed difference looks like, I'm going to do a quick demonstration so you can see it for yourself. I'm going to start by opening Google Chrome. As you can see, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus pulled it up so much faster. Let's try a web page. Once again, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus pulled up that web page a lot faster than the Samsung Galaxy A12. So you can definitely see here, if speed and processing power is one of your top priorities, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is going to be the better option here. For the battery, the Samsung Galaxy A12 actually has quite a bit of an advantage with a 5000 milliamp hour battery versus a 3400 milliamp hour battery. The Samsung Galaxy A12 is not only going to get more life per charge, but also the longevity down the road is going to be a lot better as the batteries degrade, which all of them do. When you have a larger battery, you don't notice it as much, so you can keep the phone and have it function perfectly fine for a longer period of time. So if you prefer to get a phone and keep it for longer without replacing it, then the Samsung Galaxy A12 is going to have an advantage here. Now, in conclusion, which of these devices is better? I would say in almost every way, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is going to be the better device. This phone has a much higher quality display, a lot more storage, a better quality camera, and a much more powerful processor. But at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy A12 does have its advantages. The Samsung Galaxy A12, in my opinion, has a more rounded, up-to-date look in its design. The fingerprint scanner is without a doubt not only a lot more convenient, but also more practical and faster as well. The camera is not nearly as good as the flagship quality of the S10 Plus, but it is really good for an entry-level phone. And if you don't need a super high quality camera for really professional photos, the Samsung Galaxy A12's camera is going to be more than enough anyway. And the Samsung Galaxy A12 has a much larger battery. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for a phone that's packed with features, has a really high quality camera, the highest quality materials, and a really powerful processor, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is going to be, without a doubt, the better choice for you. But if you're just looking for an everyday device that'll work perfectly fine for daily activities and taking the occasional high quality picture here and there, and you value battery life over almost everything else, then the Samsung Galaxy A12 is actually going to be a better choice. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.